Welcome to the Tears of Miracles podcast, an audio diary of a young woman who is a follower of Christ, called to hear from the Lord and share with the world. Tune in regularly to hear the latest episode, and you can also find her content on YouTube under the same name, Tears of Miracles. Hi everyone, you're listening to episode 1, recorded on December 4th, 2020. The message is entitled, Be Still and Know That I Am God, based on the word given to me on November 26, 2020. So to give you a brief intro, as I said in my starting segment, I am just a young woman and I love God, and I believe that from time to time, every child of God will hear from Him. So it could be anything regarding your personal life, or other times it could be something that He wants you to share with others, maybe your family members, or even with your church, or even beyond that. So I think for myself, that's where I'm at. The Lord has laid it on my heart that He wants to share with me some words, and that He wants me to extend those words so that it can benefit others, and so that is what I am praying, that this will touch your heart and that it will reach the person that it is intended for. So without further ado, I will just share with you what I received on November 26, 2020. Early on November 26, during my quiet time, I heard the following message and I just jotted it down, so I'll be reading verbatim what I wrote down. And now for the word I want you to speak. Say this: I am still God. I will be heard when I speak, because I speak with authority, and everything obeys my command. I will be heard, for what I speak shall come to pass. When I say a thing, I bring it to pass, that the earth may tremble at my words. Say this: it is not in man to say what shall be. I declare a thing, and who shall let it? I will perform all my words, all my counsel, and the things that are coming and shall be are from me. Only I can overturn. None shall let it. None can stay my hand. I will accomplish that I will, using who and what I will. Let the earth be still and know that I am God. So I was writing all of this down just to remember it, and I felt led at that time to read from Hosea 3, and only the first 4 verses were highlighted. I will read them in the King James Version. So Hosea 3, Then said the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an omer of barley, and half an omer of barley. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. So I'll just continue to finish off the chapter. So verses 5, Afterward shall the children of Israel return, and seek the Lord their God, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and His goodness in the latter days. So as soon as I was done reading, I should admit that I was a bit confused. I didn't understand what the message was immediately, but I did hear as soon as I finished writing that down and I was questioning within myself what it meant, I heard, This is my message to the church. This is Israel to me. And then the understanding began to kind of sink in, that Israel is here representing the church today, and she is God's beloved. That's why I heard, This is Israel to me, as I finished reading that passage. And some of the other things that started to come into my mind were the fact that Hosea had to purchase his wife. So something that stood out to me was like the 15 pieces of silver. And of course, we know that Jesus was betrayed by Judas for 30 pieces of silver. And the other things that stood out to me were the covenant of faithfulness that was between them, between Hosea and his wife, and that represents our covenant with God. Then I heard, they transgress in going back to the old ways, the old behaviors that they had before being saved, the old harlotish ways. So I said, I will rise up and shake the church, so she can remember herself and mend her ways. Then I heard, say this, to everyone who hears this word, let them be warned to change their ways. Amend your ways and your doings. Do the first things when you were first saved. Then you were delighted in me and in my ways. Bring the first fruits that were the evidence of our love, that showed that you had been changed. And lastly I heard, this is my message to the church. Do the first works when you were converted. The love was pure. It was not spoiled by the world, by the thief who comes to destroy my work in the night. Be warned and take heed. Obey my voice. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted in the earth. So that brings me to the conclusion of the word that I received. And just to finish off, I'd like to leave you with this verse from Isaiah 40 verses 8. It says in the King James Version, the grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. In the next episode, I will be sharing with you a bit more about my own background, about who I am, how I got into podcasting. So tune in to your favorite podcast streamer, or you can check me out on YouTube under the same name, Tears and Miracles. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this will resonate with your spirit. I hope that message touches your heart as it did mine. So until next time, God bless you.